El Nacional are reporting that Liverpool want to make a £60 million bid for Frenkie de Jong. Of course, the player wants to stay at Barcelona.
Liverpool is about to detonate the bomb of the year. Many Liverpool fans may not be aware of this, but a bout of food poisoning actually helped them sign Darwin Nunez. Yes, it may sound funny, but let's summarize the situation as follows. Liverpool wanted to sign Darwin Nunez, while Manchester United were interested in the player. Benfica chairman Rui Costa, who was due to meet with Manchester United, did not take place and had to be postponed as he suffered from food poisoning. Time was running out for United, and Liverpool had already advanced a lot when Erik ten Hag took over. FSG finally struck a £85 million deal for the Uruguayan in mid-June, and Manchester United were stuck in the middle. Now there is another transfer case similar to this transfer story. The Reds pursued the player they wanted persistently after Erik ten Hag became the head of the team. We shared this news with you yesterday in our video tonight. Please do not forget to subscribe to our channel and like our video to be instantly informed about such transfer developments. After giving this information, let's come to the details of the transfer. According to information we have received from sources, Liverpool have submitted a bid of £60 million for Barcelona's Dutch midfielder, with a net bonus of £53 million plus £7 million bonus. Manchester United have been wanting to sign De Jong since mid-May but scrapped the transfer after signing Real Madrid's Casemiro last week. However, at the time they were interested, they offered Barcelona a £71.5 million offer for Frenkie de Jong, and this offer was accepted by Barcelona. However, there was one obstacle in the transfer: Frenkie de Jong. The Dutch player has a receivable of exactly £17 million from the Catalan team, and he does not want to leave the team without receiving this amount. But it's not just Buddha. The player did not take kindly to the transfer because United had bad days and did not fight in the Champions League. Seeking to capitalize on the situation, Chelsea have expressed interest in the 25-year-old as well and are said to be eager as they threaten a spectacular late window spree. United eventually withdrew from the De Jong transfer, and perhaps unlike Liverpool, Chelsea do not see their central midfield upgrades as urgent. But if he proves successful at Anfield, they may still be watching with envy and regret. And even if his fortune in Barcelona is mixed, there is certainly reason to believe that he will. In 2019, after playing a leading role in Ajax's memorable Champions League run, he was named Midfielder of the Year in the season's UEFA Champions League and earned a spot in the FIFA Pro World 11, two of the most prestigious individual awards available. If Jürgen Klopp sanctions a move for De Jong, he will focus on the best version of the player and see him as a solution to the Reds' midfield problems. Liverpool can also weaken an opponent by making this special deal. There is another transfer related to this transfer, and the developments seem to be going in a positive direction. Barcelona are trying to sell Frenkie de Jong and sign Bernardo Silva from Manchester City. Pep Guardiola on Wednesday suggested that if he pushes for a dream move for Bernardo, there is a possibility of a move for next week. "We want him to stay with us, but I don't want anyone who isn't happy," Guardiola said in a statement. "The first thing would be for the clubs to come to an agreement, but there hasn't been any offer for him in the last 2 years. I don't want him to go, he's an excellent player and a great person. It's only 7 or 8 days left and we'll have to get back to the transfer market. It's true that Bernardo loves Barcelona very much," he said. Manchester City fans may be hoping that Frenkie de Jong stays, as they want one of their best players to stay. However, both sides are not in favor of staying at their current club. Described by coach Xavi as an amazing player with a lot of leadership, De Jong is a top-notch midfielder who has had a tough time at Barca since joining. Those days at Ajax seem so long ago now, but at 25, he still has a lot to offer for club and country. His stats on the ball are undeniably world-class. De Jong is statistically comparable to Nicolo Barella, Luka Modric and Bernardo Silva. Could be the perfect passing station for Liverpool. If FSG can unravel the complex financial web and strike a £60 million deal, it will raise their side, disappoint two of their rivals and potentially trigger an advantageous move elsewhere. Crazy trade from Liverpool. Liverpool have linked up with a number of midfielders over the past few months. Speculation intensified as the Reds' injury roster grew in the first weeks of the season. Liverpool also had their worst start to the Premier League struggle under Jürgen Klopp. The Reds failed to win any of their first 3 games for the first time since 2012 to 2013. So it's not surprising to see transfer talk about Liverpool intensifying with a week out the window. In addition to the Frenkie de Jong move we mentioned at the beginning of our video, the Reds have many midfielders on their list. Of course, clubs are interested in more than one player rather than focusing on one person, and in a negative situation, negotiations with their alternatives continue. Although the main target in Liverpool is Frenkie de Jong, connections with alternatives continue. One of these names is Leandro Paredes, who plays for Paris Saint-Germain. According to the latest news, Liverpool may offer PSG a straight swap deal for Paredes, which also includes Roberto Firmino. Both players are allegedly worth £21 to £25 million. So the Reds are considering a cashless straight swap offer. However, it may be a little late for this offer, because they are very interested in the player in Juventus and they are serious about this transfer. And the actor is looking forward to the Italian adventure. Paredes is a great player who can definitely do a good job for Liverpool. Statistics described him as a natural register whose talent as a setter was outstanding. Liverpool manager Klopp had laughed at any talk of Firmino leaving this summer following previous rumours that he had signed a trade deal with Juventus for Adrien Rabiot, but it appears he may be open to letting the Reds go to get a new midfielder. In my own opinion, it would be pretty cool to replace Firmino with a good midfielder. However, while this solved one problem, it also created another problem. We've seen Liverpool add reinforcements to their offensive line this year, but we didn't see any reinforcements in the profile of the players who left. Especially it seems that there is almost no depth in the wings, and even though Nunez was transferred to the forward, we observed together how much the attacking actions of the team were disrupted while he was suspended. Judging by Firmino's contract, it would definitely be perfect to include a player who could fill more gaps instead. But if Firmino is going to be traded, I think he should be replaced by a striker. With Liverpool already focused on Frenkie de Jong and Juventus reportedly about to sign Leandro Paredes, I hardly expect such a deal to happen. Do you think such an exchange agreement should be made? Liverpool youth can go on loan. Blackburn Rovers are looking to sign Liverpool's young defender Sepp van den Berg on loan amid the Championship side's defensive injury crisis, according to recent reports. The Dutch player made a name for himself after an 18-month loan at Preston North End and found himself sought after by a number of clubs in the English Second Division. Van den Berg made 45 Championship appearances for Preston last season and helped the club achieve a respectable finish. Blackburn, currently 4th in the Championship, is battling a defender injury. Like Rovers, Liverpool has suffered a series of centre-back injuries and may choose to keep the 20-year-old at the club if the situation worsens. The Reds are currently lacking Ibrahima Konate and Joel Matip, while they are 16th in the Premier League table after a poor start to the season. Van den Berg has been on the bench in all of Liverpool's first 3 fixtures, but Jürgen Klopp chose not to start with the young player due to his lack of Premier League experience. The German coach selected Nat Phillips for Liverpool's 1-1 draw with Crystal Palace, but the English defender, who also seemed ready on loan, came under fire for a somewhat lackluster performance against Patrick Vieira's men. With everyone in shape, Van den Berg will currently be in 6th place in the centre-back, but combined with injuries and Liverpool's bad start to the season, the Dutchman could earn himself some playing time if he decides to persevere at Merseyside. The Reds will hope to avoid a repeat of the 2020-2021 season, where they were nearly out of the top 4 due to an injury crisis that saw 10 different defender combinations on the Klopp field.